So how fantastic is that? Wake up in the morning, just had a shower, it's coming up for 6:30. Let's come out. I'm just grounding myself, look. I've only got some shorts on. If you want to look at that. Let's have a look. There you go. If you can see that, there's shorts. I'm out in the sunlight trying to restore my circadian rhythm. You know, there's many things in life. We'll hit a low, but just simple things can make all the difference. Really help your mind and body, because your mind and body are connected. It's funny enough, our mind lives in our body. It's amazing how people have a disconnect and say that, you know, again, diet, we know I'm a carnivore, I feel fantastic, I'm 62, I'm healing like Wolverine from the operation. I've got nothing but good things to say about carnivore, and I'm learning all the time about hormones, thyroid and testosterone and stuff like that. But it all has this huge calming effect of getting rid of anxiety, making you more reasonable when you're talking to people, and maybe listening to their point of view, whether it aggravates you or not. I think it makes you a better person. I know it's, you know, people get all upset about, it's not nice to kill and eat animals. Well, that's what we've done for millions of years, and that's how our bodies have become adapted to it. So therefore, we can't go out and eat the grass like these horses are at the minute. So it'll take another few millions of years or genetic engineering to make a race that would be able to do that, and goodness me, we'll end up like these little grey aliens with big bellies and skinny everything else. You know, it's every car is built for a design. You know, a car, you get a mini car, you get a super racing car, you get an electric car. You still got to put all the right fuel in it to make it work optimally. And the right fuel for us is the muscle meat, maybe a few organs, and lots of fat. And I've come to realise now, because my thyroid did drop a bit and I felt cold, and all I really needed to do was up my fatty intake. And the doctors as well, they didn't like it because the cholesterol went up. I mean, it went up to, really, it should have just completely set in my arteries the way they were going on today. It's like, in English or UK, it was like 18.6. And once I explained to them, look, it's a dynamic thing. You can't just, you know, take your car for an MOT, it passes, you drive out, the exhaust falls off. But at that snapshot in time, it was okay when you had the MOT. And that's all these blood markers are, you know, and maybe they wanted me to go to an endocrinologist and, you know, because this is low and that's high, and, you know, even my doctor, who's wanting some evidence about it, but he's sort of like doing writings to him and saying, well, he's not having any of it, he's not going to listen, and, you know, basically sending me there to be lectured, because I don't agree with their ideology, what they've been taught. But they've been taught on what they would class as a normal population who's eat the standard diet for so many years, 12,000 years. That's when it all started. So we'll see whether I can actually be bothered to go to the doctor, sit there, be spoken down to in a condescending fashion, and then let them try and sort of like turn me around to being poorly again. Because remember, I put into remission me high blood pressure, me pre-diabetes, me arthritis, me brain fog, sleep apnea's got better, It's not completely gone, but I think I've got a rhinitis problem. But it's feeling so much better now at 62. And when you think, I actually feel better now than I did when I was 30. And they want you to change things. If like I said when I had that interview with Dave Mack, if you're gonna die, because we all are gonna die. It's funny when the nurse said to me, "Oh, you're gonna die." Like, yeah, we are, love. We're all gonna die. Nobody gets out alive. You want to, as strange as it seems, you want to die feeling good, healthy, and you know, whatever happens. Really, I don't want to end up declining into a wheelchair and dribbling with dementia or in a nursing home for 20 years more. Surely it's lifespan, not lifespan, it's health span, not lifespan. You know, it's sort of like you live like a lion or a mouse. You want to go out roaring and yeah, that's it. Because in 100 years' time, nobody's going to remember this. Nobody's going to think about this. And they'll probably have changed all the ideas on diet, exercise, all sorts. Exercise, I mean, like I say, I'm not in bad shape. I've had my operation. I'm healing, which I, you know, fully put down to the high protein, high fat diet. Because carbohydrates have just caused the inflammation. I've had 2 tendons reattached, 1 mended, and complete shoulder rebuild really, which was painful, but it's just over 6 weeks in. I'm doing really well. I'll do a video or something about it. You know, and the things that have been thrown at me with like work and trying to claim money from the government, you know, lesser people. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but people with a different attitude, a more anxious attitude, would have just crumbled, I think, and a lot of people have said that. But it's a cool acceptance of what we have, what we can change, and the only thing I can change at the minute is myself and my mindset. And it's like an epiphany when you get to this point, and you know that people say, how can you just eat meat all the time? Or, I eat eggs, I eat prawns, I eat meat. You know, I cook in saturated fat, I cook in lard, butter, dripping, and it horrifies a lot of people. But I remember dabbling in this years ago, and I had a girlfriend, and this was 12, 13 years ago, maybe 14, and I went round to her house, and I, you know, took some lard in the house, and she absolutely freaked, because that was the attitude at the time. You know, it's my son's mum, Liz, and the attitude at the time was, oh no, you got to have low fat, you got to have vegetable oils. And it now turns around that she's sort of like 80% carnivore, because she's listened, got rid of a few problems, and yeah, things are going well. Things are looking pretty, and beautiful sunrise. I'm just sort of like, let's have a look. Oh, swap that around. There I am, look. 62. I've not really been doing any training for coming on a year. There's my scar. It's only been 6 weeks. So it's just purely diet. And this is what I say to a lot of people, because people who are heavy, morbidly obese or whatever, that they're trying to adhere to the, eat less, move more. And I said, well, what happens when you eat less and you move more? You get hungry. Calories don't work in human beings. We create calories within our own mitochondria and so on and so forth, but we don't ingest calories. It's mass in, mass out. And I know a hell of a lot of people now all wanting semi-glutides, Ozempics and Wegovy, because it takes away the struggle of dieting, and dieting should never be a struggle. Your diet is what you eat. So, you know, they try to calorie count and try and do this, and I explain to them that, you know, you can't count heat, you can't ingest heat, photons can't be brought to rest, and you know, it's only mass in, mass out. Yeah, and also the packaging on, you know, if you try and read a calorie or caloric value on a package, it can be out 20% either way. So 100 kcal could be 80, or it could be 120. And I've been called dumb by like biologists and stuff like, oh no, this one guy tried to show me an AI of these is where the calories come from, and I said, yeah, I'm quite aware of the thermic effects of food, you know, but we're not steam engines, we're open to entropy. So basically thermic effect for us is just heat going off, it's wasted, or it keeps you warm. And protein, that's there to build your body. We need, mostly we run on fat, a lot of fat. And once you find your adjusted level, and I'm still finding some days, you know, it changes. I normally go by how my bowels are working, and they're working fine. It's just, I'm just happy at the minute. You know, I'm jobless, which it won't be for long. But it's attitude. You got to look at life and think, right, okay, what have I got? What can I change? If there's nothing else I can change, then I have to change myself. I have to change my attitude. I have to accept things as they are in a minute, because yesterday's gone. You know, tomorrow we don't know what's going to happen. I think semi-retired Bob said that. It's, you know, all you got is today to work with, and he's right. You know, we're the same age, me and Bob, and we've, you know, probably been through a lot of similar things. My cholesterol, like I say, went up to 18.6, and I said to the doctor, I says, well, the funny thing is, when I was really poorly, and I was so, you know, I was ready to kipper it. I think I was really low and depressed and just constantly fatigued. I couldn't sit down for a couple of minutes without falling asleep, and my cholesterol was 3.4 then, which is, and I said to the doctor, did you know my cholesterol was 3.4 and now it's 18.6. I think it's come down to 11.9. It went down to 9 point something. It depends what you eat, your energy, whether you're actually doing exercise and stuff like that. Hello, we got a horse coming. Hello, darling. Hello. And this makes your day. She thinks I got some food, but I haven't. I'm sorry. I'll bring you some food later, yeah? Hello. Hello, my darling. Hello, look at you. Look at you. What a lovely little thing. This keeps you happy. I mean, a little bit of interaction with nature. Hello, darling. Where's your baby? Here she is. See? It's all about attitude. It's all about, obviously, she wants some food. And little babe, what a little darling that is. Just comes up for a sniff. In fact, bear with me. Yeah. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, I'm up on a chair now. Look at you. Now, this just makes your heart feel good. Yeah, all right. You're after food. I know that. Well, look. Who wouldn't want this at the end of the garden? Hello, darling. Come on. Hello, baby. You're lovely. Look. Hey? Look at you. And this is really calming, isn't it? Yeah? I'm not out to hunt you or anything like that. We're just interacting with nature. And how beautiful is that? Look. Oh, look. You're trying to nip me. But look at that. Yeah. So I don't hate all animals. Love animals. They're all I eat. But that's not in a cruel way. I'll bring you some food later. Okay, look at them lining up. That mum and baby, that's the mum that always calls me, comes over to me as soon as she sees me, because she thinks obviously I'm bringing her food. There's another little dappled one over there. There's one here, that one over there, the white one, beautiful blue eyes. Oh look, there's baby having a drink. I think that's it. Babies drink milk. It's not really for grown human beings, is it? Look at that. How nice is that? Just calming. There's a little brown one. Well, white and brown. It's just nice. And this is like Wakefield City, almost, just on the outskirts. Like I say, there's a lot of travellers' horses and stuff like that. We don't have any problems with travel. We all get on well. Yeah, and they bring joy like this into your life as well. It's great. It's they've probably got it right, you know. Just park up, get out. You're looking after horses, and you know it's a selfless act, isn't it? Really. All right, you get a bit of a bravado showing things off and stuff like that, but you know and you see them on the pony and traps going up the road, and it's nice. They're not cruel to them. Why would they be? And look after them. Look, there they are, little foals, getting bigger now. They were tiny. I remember them being born. How nice is that? I'll feed them apples, and well, I can reach them off the tree next door. But yeah, look at this one, trying to have a stamp. Just looking at stuff. God, I'm so calm. I remember being anxious and depressed and nervous and always trying to prove yourself in the world, and you just need to be yourself and just take it all in, because this moment, I know it seems like a defeatist sort of attitude. It could be, you know, I could get down off this chair and break something or fall over or die or whatever, but you know, at least up to this point it's been nice, enjoyable. God, I feel calm. I've got a lot of stuff on. I've got to mend my car, I've got to go places on the bus at the minute, but there's a lot worse things out there. There's, you know, imagine the winter's coming soon, and soon there's lots and lots of people who are living on the streets, and can you imagine how they're going to be sleeping in shop doorways or under makeshift tents, and you know, they're just struggling with life. And I mean, before you walk past somebody and judge them and, you know, look down on them, just think, you know, you don't know what challenges life's thrown at them, and how, you know, how they've dealt with it or how they've not dealt with it. And that's the thing, it's not what life throws at you, it's how you deal with it. And a lot of people aren't equipped with the knowledge or information to deal with it. Because I've got a 12-year-old son, and I say to him that the thing is about going to school and this sort of education is they're not there to really educate you much. They're there to make you comply to their rules and make sure you keep yourself in line and keep making them money. And just look at this. It's not all about money, is it? But for somebody living on the streets who's cold and hungry, and I'll talk to people, you know, I'll talk to them outside the shops and stuff like that, and I never give them any money, but I will go and buy them food and drink and have a chat. Because can you imagine that, your state of mind, just sat outside whether it's blistering hot or freezing cold, and people just look down at you and walk away. It sort of like alienates you from the rest of the world. And at one little word somewhere along the line could help somebody, or even help save their lives or change their attitudes. Or you never know what's going to happen, ever. I don't know what's going to happen to me. Last year, my brain went really weird. I ended up in A&E. The doctor sent me there. Like, I was 9 hours in A&E, and I was at the doctor's for 2 hours, I think, and they couldn't find anything. They said the only thing is your cholesterol's high. I said, yeah, well, compared to what or who? I said, so, and then I had to explain how dynamic your body is, and the blood tests that they got for the normal people or anybody, it's just a snapshot. I said, it's so dynamic, it can change from day to day, so I wouldn't worry about it. And then I had the the diabetic nurse saying, oh, you know, your ratio's this. I said, well, you're going on total cholesterol to HDL. I said, if you notice, my HDL's gone up, my triglycerides are dropped. I said, so really it's the triglyceride to HDL ratio you want to be looking at. That's the ideal one. And I said, it's spot on, it's perfect. Doesn't really matter about what it is what it is. This is how your body copes. I remember my doctor saying, well, what do you want your cholesterol to be? So I said, pardon? He goes, what do you want your cholesterol to be? I said, I want my cholesterol to be exactly what my body wants it to be, exactly what it doesn't matter, I don't care. So remember, I've got rid of me brain fog, I got rid of my arthritis, got rid of my high blood pressure, got so many things that have made me poorly. I've been doing this 3 years now, and there's no way that I would go back to eating what I'm feeding these horses and stuff like that, carrots and apples and fibre. And again, I get, you know, I've had comments, oh, your thyroid's going to pack up, oh, you're going to die. It's like, well, I'm not dead of scurvy yet, and I can still go and have a shit. So I think I'm doing okay, and I'm not presenting with any problems. I feel good, and I don't look too good for my age, really. And you know, I've not been able to do any training properly for about a year, and I've, you know, kept my fat off just by eating the right diet. I lost a little bit of muscle, but it is what it is. You know, it will come back once I start training again, which is going to be pretty soon, I hope, because the doctor said I've had 6 weeks of 6 weeks of come on, 62, not too bad. And I don't even think about what other people, you know, counting calories, oh, I've got to eat this, got to eat that. I think that's okay for not training at all. So this is my natural set point. I'm about 76 kilos, so about 12 stone in imperial British pounds. And yeah, I think it's how else could you achieve all the feelings of wellness and health, really? By, you know, you can't get that by eating Oreos and your crisps and your fries and your buns and bread, fruit. And people get horrified when you tell them, but I tend not to tell them anymore, because you become an evangelist and then people just turn off, don't they? You talk to them and say, oh, look, I've done this, I've done that, but they're always looking at the negative. Yeah, but what if this, what if that? Well, what if you get hit by a bus? What if other things happen? You know, it's life. What if you get poisoned by environmental factors beyond your control? Yeah, but at least we can control